anybody can be a videographer in a sense. It doesn't mean you're going to be a good one. Okay, so what are the differences between cinematography and videography? All right. So I always say like I'm a videographer because I am not a cinematographer. Mostly because when I think of, I went to film school, film production school, and so a lot of people have their emphases question mark Prius Prii anyway.
Homunculi.
So yeah, mine was editing, and then other people was like being a director of photography. So normally, if you're a cinematographer, that's kind of synonymous to a director of photography, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have to operate the camera either. So sometimes there's a director of photography and there's a camera op, and then also like a first and second AC, like assistant camera, So some DPs or a lot of DPs liked to be the camera op, which is cool. But there's some DPs that aren't, and that's also cool. But the thing is, like, the director of photography works with the director of the film or whatever you're making, and they talk out, all right, so the director has a vision. I want it to look like this. And then the DP is like, okay, we need this, this, and this. We need this equipment. We need to do it at this time. We need to use this focal length or this lens. And they're the ones that like decide all of that. So it's you have to be very well informed, pretty experienced to be able to have that type of position. So yes, cinematographers, as in the name, you're cinema. So it's kind of more movies, even if it's documentary, that's still a movie, So DPs are kind of like experienced visionaries that like know how to basically create the shot that the director wants and all the technical aspects that come with that. A videographer, on the other hand, I feel like anybody can be a videographer in a sense. It doesn't mean you're going to be a good one, but like you have a camera in hand and you're taking video. And I mean, if you want to actually say, I am a videographer, then I guess you would have more experience operating that camera in whatever you're shooting, music video, or I mean, honestly, DPs, it depends on, normally I guess it would be like more smaller scale stuff where you wouldn't really need a DP. Say like you're running gun shooting, so like vlogging, or if you're just making a video with your friends, or even if it's say a smaller brand and you're not making a full-blown commercial but you're doing video ads for your social media and stuff, like I'd say like that's like if you're making like branded content, that could be like more of a videographer rather than like a cinematographer, because cinematographers also work with much more powerful cameras meant for cinema. And you also have to know how to work all of those, like the reds, and I don't even know the names of Aries. Yeah, like all the bigger cameras, because I'm a videographer, not a cinematographer. So a lot of the times, so videography is, yes, you do also, you should know like the theories of videography, or like, so like what, like composition, lighting, just the basic things to be able to make whatever you're shooting look good. But that's kind of what I think the difference is.
Yeah, I'll agree with Noelle with that. Just, it's weird because I see that those two words, I'm like, they're basically the same thing. But yeah, like cinematography is like they tell you the story. Videography is you show what is already there. Like cinematography, they paint the picture for you.
Right.
Like, when we're in cameras, I remember just reading about these directors. They pick specific cameras because of
the shot,
of their white balance, their frame size, what lenses they take, and everything, which is crazy. It's like that camera's not as good. No, it's good for this movie because it shows this type of picture.
Or it's a certain look, or it's gonna produce a certain look, or like, oh, if they're gonna film the movie on actual film versus digital, why? Because of this. Like they have a reason, and it's like an artistic reason.
It normally is.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I think for Nolan, still shoots film.
Yeah, that's what I got.